lead by Casey has now turned into a 3, possibly 4-point lead by Harlan Green Dragons. I tell you what, it's going to be a close game right down to the end.
44-40 following the 3-point play by Kevin Hudson, who now has 5 points in the game.
Now Casey's spreading the floor really well. They're starting to get a little bit more motion on their offense than they had earlier in the game.
There's Butcher with another difficult shot.
Well, he's just so tough. You know, they tried to defend Baird because they thought he was going to drop it up high, and he hits a nice soft touch on the inside.
Long pass for Lester, goes in and scores.
But boy, it almost looked like the basket was going to have a lid on it that time, but a good breakout pass that time. They got an easy basket.
18 for Lester. Shot off the baseline, not there by Robbie Emerson. 46-42 Harlan. Shot by Thomas off the baseline is good.
So basically, Dan had two guys in his face that time, went up and over. Both of them shot at lefty good.
1:15 to go, third quarter. Timeout with Harlan leading 48-42. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is it, guys. This is what we worked all season for. Let's get out there.
Rebounded by Moore and out to Ingram. Another 2-on-1 break. There's the lob.
Boys Sweet 16. Capture all the memories of your favorite teams on video. Call today or write the Kentucky High School Athletic Association.
Communication's tricky when you're hungry.
Okay, I'll go, but nowhere fancy.
Meaning nowhere expensive.
Well, I want real food.
Meaning no fast food.
We want somewhere fun, yeah.
Meaning somewhere fun.
Great, we'll go to 2 places then.
Meaning Sizzler, a restaurant within a restaurant. A buffet court where you can do it any way you want it. And a grill where you can enjoy a variety of hot grilled entrees. Sizzler. Buffet court and grill, a restaurant within a restaurant. Meaning?
Everyone satisfied?
Mm-hmm.
A look at the Harlan Green Dragon supporters. And they're a happy group right now. Their team on top by 6, 48-42, coming down to the final stages of the third quarter. 1:15 to go.
So basically, both teams are shooting the lights out in the third quarter. Harlan 5 of 7. Casey County, 4 of 6.
Butcher with the miss. Here's Thomas out front. And Cundiff caught up with him to foul him and stop the dunk.
Well, Charles Thomas looking for an intentional there. I don't know that he'll get it.
Now, that's a good headsy play, actually, by number 15, Cundiff. We're going to see the replay on that. As he goes to the hole, obviously trying to swat the ball away. Thomas saw it differently than that, but the referee saw the right call. And we're going to be shooting 2 free throws.
Looks like Mr. Thomas is the born salesman on that one, guys.
Yeah. Well, he may have a future in that, if not college ball.
Adam Davis back in the lineup for Casey County. Charles Thomas steps to the line with 11 points tonight. First time at the line. Nathan Blandon, who saw action briefly in the Blanton, who saw action briefly in the first half, is in for Harlan, number 4. (49-42).
All of a sudden, we've got a 7-point spread here. We've basically, Harlan's on an 8-0 run at this particular point in the game, picking up a 7-point lead.
And the lead holds at 7. Baird got it back out the wall. Try for 3. Rebound to Butcher, and a blocking foul on Blanton.
Yeah, we got a block that time. Marginal could have gone either way. We've got a block.
Only the third team foul on Harlan, and the first one on Nathan Blanton, a 5'9", 135-pound freshman. Butcher has pulled down 9 rebounds tonight. That guy is really around the ball.
Well, you know, Casey County in general, the first, tournament appearance ever, and I would think for a first appearance, they're doing a darn good job tonight.
Casey Lester, also a freshman, replaces Blanton in the Harlan lineup. Lester has 18 tonight. Shot off the glass, not there for Barrett. Rebound to Thomas and a foul.
Well, that time Butcher not too happy. I'm not so sure he was that happy with the shot selection, actually. He picked up that foul, I think, more in frustration than anything else.
Third foul on Mark Butcher. 49-42 Harlan. Green Dragons looking to put it in play. They lobbed to Thomas, but it's taken away.
Oh,
And now the basket by Butcher.
well, taken away, and then a great pass into Butcher, who was all alone underneath.
And then a foul on Butcher as he went for the steal against Jones.
And that's a big foul right there, Keith. I think that's 4 right now.
4, that's
Butcher.
right.
And we've still got a quarter of basketball to play.
It also puts Harlan in the 1-1.
Well, I would think you'd have to rest Butcher here because you've got to have him down the stretch. He's just too tough, and yeah, he will take a seat.
Cundiff is back in the ball game, number 15, and Mark Butcher leaves. He has 19 as he sits down. Jones comes up short. Hudson rebounds. His shot stuffed. And now Casey County has it. Adam Davis dribbles through several players. Hands off to Baird. It's blocked by Cox. That should be, well, let's see what the call is. I was looking for a goaltending call, but we'll see.
I think we got a charge, Keith. Maybe? No, maybe it was a block.
We may get a chance to see this one again, guys.
It is a foul on Baird. Now the ball tapped back outside, and Casey County takes over.
He's doing a good job on that pressure, guys.
You see the replay here. He sets up with the block, but yes, he does run into him for the charge. A good setup there by Todd Cox.
And up above, it looked like we might have had a goaltend, but the foul overrules, and that's what happened. So it's 49-44 inside the last 20 seconds of the third quarter. Harlan on top. Casey County working with it. Inside it goes. Shot off the baseline by Barrett is good. It's a three-point game. Lester had it tapped away, and then Wall couldn't quite come up with it, so Harlan will retain possession. 2.3 seconds.
Casey County looking a little bit better on offense. A good post up that time down the floor.
Jones the quick jumper, Thomas rather, and there's the buzzer as it rims out. And we've come to the end of the third quarter of play with the score, Harlan 49 and Casey County 46. Back with the final quarter of action in just a minute.
Things are not always as they appear. Of course, Lexington Billiards has the finest in pool tables, made by Brunswick, the #1 name in billiards. But at a closer look, you find we have elegant solid oak bars and stools in a wide range of finishes and fabrics. Dartboards, dart accessories, game tables and chairs, air hockey, and jukeboxes, both vintage 50s models as well as reproductions. Come in today and let the friendly people at Lexington Billiard help you make your home game room complete.
It's rhythm and Vanessa. It's blues and Vanessa. It's the soul of VH1.
The soul of VH1. Everyone from James Brown and Tina Turner to Mariah Carey and Luther Vandross. And me. It's the greatest hits of soul only on VH1, where you can see the greatest hits of music video 24 hours a day.
And a look at the fans in the stands at Rupp Arena, the Sweet 16. Right now we've got a Harlan lead over Casey County, 49-46 as we start the fourth quarter of play, and looks like another exciting finish.
He had some good momentum swings in that third quarter. Casey County really came on, and then Harlan, showing how good of a team they are, staved them off, and they've got a three-point lead.
This is Cundiff for Casey County as we start the fourth quarter. Back outside to Barrett. Jumper there.
Yeah, that's a big shot right there by Barrett. Good-looking move by Cundiff and a trapping defense right now. Casey County swarming all over the court.
Jones, a nice job to get rid of it, then a blocking foul on Davis.
Well, the Casey County fans don't like it, but he just didn't get in position that time. Didn't have his feet down. Kind of a silly foul out front.
Third foul on Adam Davis, and it will send Casey Lester to the line. Lester with 18 points. Make it 19 now, and it's a 50-48 ball game.
Well, Lester certainly has stepped up his play. He only averages about 12 a game, so doing very nicely here in the boys' Sweet 16.
And just a freshman.
Yeah, no jitters for him. I tell you what, they really need his play, too. 3-point lead with 7.5 minutes to go. It's going to be a key factor down the stretch.
There's the shot by Baird off the glass and in, and we're back to a 1-point ball game. And again, Casey County presses. Jones brought it up, got rid of it to Thomas. Thomas, turnaround jumper, good off the baseline.
Well, Dan, you're right. He sure is comfortable going to his right, and with a spin move like that, he can shake anybody.
Yeah, it's very, very quick, and it's got a tremendous vertical leap as well. Makes it very difficult to defend.
53-50, 6:55 to go. Baird inside against the double team. Shot doesn't go, but he draws the foul from Hudson.
Very impressed overall with Baird's ability, as well as Butcher's, to have body control in situations like that. Gets his defender up in the air, rolls it up there. That time didn't get the kindly roll to have a chance at the three, but did pick up the foul.
And a correction, that foul was not on Hudson. It was on Stacy Simpson, his second. Simpson leaves the ball game. Cox is back in there for Harlan, along with Hudson, Thomas, Lester, and Jones.
You got to wonder, Keith, how long will Coach Jack Sanford keep Butcher out? You got 6, almost 7 minutes to go, a 2-point ball game. When do you bring him back in?
Well, that's the tough call for the coach, of course, but as long as they can stay close, he might try to squeeze a couple of extra minutes out of it. There's the jump ball call, and this time it'll favor Harlan. And the walking call on Hudson, he had to remain stationary. That was not an inbound play after a basket, and when he took off, it's walking.
A little mental mistake that time, but again, Casey County has created some turnovers off this full-court press, and it's really served them well.
Harlan up by 2. Barrett goes for the tie, doesn't get it. Hudson clears to Jones. Along the baseline, turnaround by Cox is there, and another assist for Jones.
A good move by Cox that time. Again, shoots over 68% from the field. Thomas with the spin move a couple minutes ago. Now we see Cox do the same thing.
7 assists for Mike Jones tonight. Driving is Baird, blocked by Cox, but a foul on Cox.
Yeah, Baird really doing a good job, Keith, flowing through the middle there. And that time he got a good-looking pass from Tundrith on the point. Gave a little pump fake, went up, got the foul. Moving very well off the ball.
First foul on Todd Cox tonight, the 5th on Harlan in this half.
Well, once again, free throws are going to play a key factor down the stretch here. He hits this, they knock it down to a 2-point lead.
That one bounces out of there, and here's Thomas on the move for Harlan. 55-52. There's a steal. Davis comes up with it. Casey County down by 3. Baird bottled up down there along the baseline. His pass is stolen by Hudson. Hudson spins away from Davis at midcourt, then goes for the basket, and a collision along the baseline, and we'll get a foul on Cundiff of Casey County.
At that time, Cundrith didn't quite get his feet set on that. They picked up the block. Casey County roaring for a charging call. But
watch it again.
Looks like he might have been moving up on him. He was pretty close to being set, but may have still been moving up to get his position.
Yeah,
At any rate, it is the foul against him. Against Cundiff. Hudson to the line. Here's Adam Davis for 3. Bounces out to the right and chased down by Hudson. That would have tied it. Instead, Harlan holds on to that 3-point lead.
Good post up by Cox.
Here's his jumper. Comes back to him. Taken away from him by Davis, but we'll get a Casey County foul, I believe, on either Davis or Cundiff. They were both right there. It's on Davis.
Well, the big guy that time, excuse me, Keith, was outside a little foreign territory picking up that board. He brought the ball down low, and the quick guards for Casey County tried to swipe it away, but got caught cherry picking.
Coach Mike Jones up off that bench most of the time. His team holding a 3-point lead. That one finally bounces in, so it's a 4-point Harlan lead.
Well, you know, good news for Casey County is that Butcher's still on the bench. Stanford still got him on the bench, and they're hanging tough here, so a little over 5 minutes to go.
Now it's a 5-point lead, and he'll be looking down that bench pretty soon.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think you've almost got to bring Butcher back in at this point. You know, he's a veteran. He knows he's got 4 fouls, and they really need his floor leadership out there.
Driving his wall. There's Barrett with the jumper off the right side. Good, and they're back to within 3.
Yeah, that's just a big shot right there by Barrett.
And the return pass to Hudson. He was on the end line, and Casey County will get it back down by 3 with 5:15 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, again, Casey County's found a lot of success with that press. It's been their bread and butter. Harlan turns it over again. They've had traveling calls. They've had out of bounds. They've had deflections. Doing a great job.
John Pierce back in the ball game for Casey County. Adam Davis goes out with those 4 fouls.
Sean Pierce, a good three-point shooter for Casey County. Good move there by Coach Stanford. Try to pick up a little outside threat.
5:10 to go. Casey County down by 3. Pass deflected by Hudson. Cox tried to save it in. They couldn't quite get there.
Well, we'll have to watch the fouls down the stretch. Looks like Harlan's got 9 team fouls? Casey County's got, 19? Is that correct?
Driving is Baird. The shot blocked by Cox. It doesn't matter. He walked.
Well, it seems like Casey County gets so close. We get 3 points, 2 points, a tie. They just can't quite seem to go over the hill here. Certainly have had the opportunities.
There's Adam Davis back into the ball game for Casey County. John Pierce goes out. Long pass this time. Jones on the run out. Has to track it down, save it back into Lester, and he gets the layup.
Wow. That's great vision that time by Mike Jones. Falling out of bounds, looked for his man and found him.
59-54. Cundiff slipped as he drove. The ball went out of bounds, but a Harlan player got a hand on it, and Casey County gets it back. 4:38 to go. Here comes Butcher up off the Casey County bench.
Well, they're down to 5. Look for them to run that little wheel offense. See if they can get a little spin around move, free up Baird.
Baird went into the lane, shoveled off to Barrett. Jumper well short, and Hudson has it for Harlan. Green Dragons up by 5. Here comes Jones into the lane. Jump shot is there.
That's just all by himself that time. Really starting to show his colors now.
Casey County wants a timeout at this point with 4:03 to go in the fourth quarter.
And unto Tom, these commandments were given.
Thou shalt never serve it cold. Thou shalt never deliver it slow. Thou shalt always deliver it free. Thou shalt never drop or smash the box. Follow these commandments and thou shalt get to pizza heaven.
Tom is sharing a slice of Pizza Heaven with you. A large 2-topping pizza is only $6.35, or an extra large 2-topping pizza is just $9.99. Heaven can't wait. Call Tom's Pizza now.
Jane, I'd like to meet Peter. Peter makes movies.
Features.
We were just talking about this movie that HBO made. Did you make that movie?
No, I didn't.
Oh, are you talking about that HBO movie?
It really got
Did you make that?
No, I didn't.
It was edgy.
No, I didn't make it.
Excuse me. I heard you make movies for HBO?
Yes, I do.
Think you've seen great movies before? Just you wait.
Back at Rupp Arena, Harlan holding a 61-54 lead over Casey County. 4:03 to go, and Harlan has been able to repel every charge by Casey County so far.
But yeah, they've got some tough weapons. You know, Michael Jones is starting to heat up, and there's a Green Dragon fan here on St. Patty's Day showing his colors. But Charles Thomas, Michael Jones, really keeping him in the game. Hudson's played really well off the bench for them, too.
Driving is Baird, put it up off the left side. Barrett battled for the rebound. It's finally tapped back outside. And now a steal. Thomas got a hand on it. Cox came down with it. Here's Jones. He backs it out.
Right, Jones in no hurry at this point. They got a 7-point spread with 3.5 minutes to go. He's looking for the good pass.
Inside to Cox. He's fouled.
Yeah, that's a good combination. That's worked for them all night long. Jones to Cox on the inside. You know, Cox being that big guy, once again having that good position. And the difference between that pass and before was that was a skip pass. And Kundrif tried to push it in. You can't do that against good defenders like this. You got to bounce it in there, and that time it turned out to be something very effective for him.
8 assists tonight for Mike Jones, and stepping to the line is Todd Cox, who's benefited from a few of those. 62-54. Harlan stretches it out to 8, but still 3:34 to go. Now it's a 9-point Harlan lead.
Well, Todd Cox is certainly a big luxury for Harlan. I mean, he can step up there and make the free throws. He's such a big target inside at 6'7". Got a nice-looking touch.
Butcher underneath, and can't get the shot to fall. Butcher, after a long stay on the bench, trying to crank his game back up again. 2-on-2, Lester collides with the defender, and the call will go against Casey County's Cundiff.
Well, Cundiff really battled hard on defense that time. Looked like he might have been there, Dan.
Yeah, it did look awful close, Moore. You're right. Looks like he had position on that last one, but maybe we can see it again here. Here it is.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it could have gone either way, and it went towards a block. So we'll go with the official on that one.
Lester makes it a 10-point Harlan lead, 64-54. Lester with 23 points tonight, looking for number 24. Doesn't get it on this trip. Long pass for Barrett through his hands. Hudson tried to save it back, but couldn't. And Casey County retains possession with just 3:09 left, and they're down by 10.
Hey, that's just a big trip down the floor. They got to get points now every time down the floor, and they got to play good belly-up defense. They really need to work for a quality shot here.
Butcher with it, moving against Thomas. Here's Cundiff outside. 3-point try is there.
Well, you hit it right there, Moore. That was a big shot right there by Cundriff. A good-looking pass by Butcher. See if their defense can't create a turnover.
Cox helps out on the press. Here goes Jones. Missed the layup. And the rebound to Barrett. Out to Cundiff. Casey County down by 7.
Oh!
Nice passing along the baseline.
Oh,
Barrett
yeah.
gets the basket.
You got a timeout. Timeout.
And Harlan calls the timeout this time. 2:34 to go in the fourth quarter with the score Harlan 64 and Casey County 59. We'll be back in just a minute.
Put yourself into a different state. A wondrous vacation land of sights, sounds, and celebrations. An exciting, inviting place of moonbows and waterfalls where horses dance, fish jump, and nature unfolds unending surprises. From yesterday to today, it's calling to you. Kentucky, what you've been looking for. Call 1-800-225-TRIP.
The #1 cause of death for babies under 1 is respiratory disease. The #1 cause of hope is the American Lung Association. Please help us. It's a matter of life and breath.
For those who can make an engine sing, we offer a course in heavy metal. Aim high, Air Force.
(64-59). Let's take a look at that play that just got Casey County back to within 5 points. Slick passing along the baseline, and Baird got the 2. That led to the timeout, and on the first play back, we've got a Casey County foul as they're pressing in backcourt.
Well, again, I think you got to be really impressed with Casey County. Their first trip to the boys' Sweet 16. This is an intimidating place. There's lots of people here watching you. The microscope's kind of on you. And that's 5 fouls, looks like.
On Darren Wall.
So once again, we're back to the same situation. Casey County certainly needs quickness on defense, but they're going to have to get the rebounds off the free throws in order to make that happen. It's going to come down to a free throw shooting contest for Harlan.
Davis back in the ball game to replace Darren Wall, who has just fouled out. Mike Jones to the line for Harlan. Jones with just 7 points tonight, but he has contributed in a lot of ways. (66-59).
We'll see if Casey County doesn't come down starting looking for the three-point play.
And a foul as Cundiff started for the basket. Well, Harlan doesn't want to do that. That one's on Jones.
That's right, inching closer to the bonus now, so they have one more foul to give. Actually, the next foul will put them in the bonus.
Just the first foul on Michael Jones. He bounced past to Baird. Goes for the basket and gets two at 66-61.
Here's that press again.
2-on-1 for Harlan. Thomas goes all the way and gets the layup.
That's with the right hand that time, Dan. A lefty, a southpaw using his right hand. Good work.
Yeah, you get him on the open court, and he's really virtually unstoppable.
And Thomas with the deflection thought he might have gotten it off Butcher's hand. At least tried to help the referee make that call, but it'll go back to Casey County. 1:58 is all that's left, and it's a 7-point Harlan lead.
Well, still plenty of time, just under 2 minutes, and it's only 3 possessions.
Butcher for three. Back rim comes out hard, and toward the sideline and out, and back to Casey County.
Lester a little slow getting up, guys.
Tell you what, he's played a fine ball game tonight. 23 points. Doing a good job, the freshman.
Harlan on defense now. Cundiff for three. Rebound comes out to the left side. Davis got it back, and now Butcher goes up for three and drew the foul. The referee is waving off no shot. He tried to fire up the shot just as the contact was made.
I tell you, Butcher certainly gets a 10 for creativity. He's leaned into everybody all night long and almost had a crack at a 4-point play there.
So he'll step to the line now for the 1-and-1 as that foul has put Casey County into the bonus situation. Butcher with 19 points, but missed that one and missed a chance to draw Casey County closer.
Yeah, Butcher's really yet to score here in the fourth quarter. That's 19 points coming up 3/4 of play. Let's see if he can't get on track.
1:24 to go. 68-61. Harlan leads it.
Oh.
Thomas dishes to Cox for the basket.
What an unselfish play by Thomas that time. Created the penetration that time, and Cox wide open underneath.
That was a big basket, but there's a big three-pointer by Baird. So Casey County not quite dead yet. 70-64 with a minute to go. Jones driving off to Cox for the basket, and a charging foul is called.
Well, that's the break they needed, Dan. Now you got a 6-point game. You come down, hit a three. All of a sudden, it's one possession.
That comes with 55.8 seconds to go. Substitution for Casey County. We get Sean Pierce. They're in need of some three-point shooting now. And the Rebels on the attack. Trailing by 6. 50 seconds to go. Butcher fires away. A three-pointer is good, and now it's a 3-point lead.
Well, that's exactly what they needed. They're now 5 of 13 from three-point land.
And the foul in backcourt as Thomas was bringing the ball up. That one will go against Sean Pierce.
Well, 2 good three-point shots there that time, as you see. Mike Jones for Harlan encouraging his team to hit the boards and hit the free throws, because we got a 3-point game with 38 seconds to go.
And it bounces away, so Casey County very much alive now. Could go for the tie. Butcher lost the handle for a moment, got it back. Pierce for three. And the rebound to Cox. Outlet pass to Hudson. He's going to take it in and draws the hard foul from Sean Pierce.
Good outlet pass that time by Harlan. Way to get the ball up the floor.
Well, and you know, really not a bad foul either. You're going to put Hudson on the free throw line. Hudson's only a freshman. You're going to see it again. The good release pass. Hudson takes it to the hole. And what could you do? You had to make that foul as he was taking it to the hole.
That's a good smart foul.
Hudson 1 for 2 from the line tonight. And he also misses. Here comes Butcher, three-point try for the tie. It's good! And a quick timeout is called. With 15 seconds to go, Butcher has hit a three-pointer, and this game is tied. 70-70. Mark Butcher, who had a long stay on the bench because of foul problems, has come back to play a big part in this game. He has 25 points, and his three-pointer has just now tied this ball game.
Well, I'll tell you, they're 3 out of their last 3 from three-point land, guys, and Harlan left the door open. They missed 2 front ends with a 1-and-1 on the other end and allowed Casey County to get back in it, and now we're all knotted up.
Okay, guys, we've got 15 seconds to go. You see the great-looking three-point shot there, clutch three. Clutch three by Butcher. Good-looking work there on the camera crew. We've got basically 15-6 on the clock. Who do you go to as you see the Casey County fans roaring and cheering the team on? What do? Do you bring it inside to Cox? Do you take it outside with Jones?
Well, I think Harlan really can outline a number of options in the huddle. They can say, well, we'd like to do this, but if that's not there, then Jones, who we've seen dish out the assist tonight, he has a total of 8. So if the shot's not there for him, he can go inside to Cox, and Thomas is certainly capable of creating a shot. So if you're Mike Jones, you have some options.
Yeah, a lot of weapons. And you got a big target inside. Jones handles the ball well, and Keith, he does have 8 assists, so.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking for the ball to go to Lester. As you see Coach Stanford there trying to encourage his team to play the belly-up D.
They set up their press. Looks like Harlan had it nailed down just a couple of minutes ago. Inbounds pass to Thomas. Here he comes. Back to Jones. Jones clears the double team and goes for the basket and puts it in with 4 seconds to go. And a quick signal for a timeout, but they don't actually get the timeout called until 2.3 seconds remain on the clock. Mike Jones, a big basket, and he did create that one.
Well, again, they had a lot of options there. They could have gone inside, but Jones just such a good ball handler and takes a great off-balance shot, and it goes. Here it is again. Watch him off balance, leans in, and gets it. What a big shot.
Changed direction practically in midair that time to go back toward the basket. It's 72-70. Harlan now holding on to the 2-point lead. They tried to signal for the timeout with about 4 seconds to go, but the clock shows 2.3, and there's a discussion over at the scorer's bench now, and of course also in the huddle for Casey County. They're probably, well, no doubt, asking for more time to be reset on the clock. It still says 2.3, and the difference between 2.3 and 4 seconds is a big difference.
That's for sure.
For Harlan now, they've got to play, it's the time when you have to play good defense, but don't foul.
Right. Kind of shades of Kentucky last year. You just always dread these times. You always think back, and, you know, they're going to need a long pass and some kind of conversion here.
Well, again, that'll be decided partially at the scorer's bench right now. If they have 4 seconds, they've got a chance for a couple of passes and maybe to set up a much better shot. 2.3, that's pretty much desperation time.
That's right.
There may be some discussion on the timeout situation as well. I think Coach Mike Jones saying that Casey County doesn't have enough timeouts and wanting to shoot a free throw on that. There's definitely a discussion about a lot of different things. We'll try to get that information to you as soon as we can.
Now Mike Jones looks happy as he walks away. And that is the result of the discussion, Dan. It's going to be a technical foul on Casey County for the excessive timeout. They were awarded the timeout, but called one more than they actually had, and that will send Michael Jones to the free throw line. for Harlan.
Well, that's going to give him the ball back, too, if I believe that's correct. He'll get the free throw situation, and then Harlan will have the ball on top of that. Make it very difficult for Casey County to come back at this point. You know, that's a shame for the game to end up this way.
It has been a great ball game, and to end on a ruling is a little bit of a disappointment, but certainly everyone knows those are the rules. So in this case, of course, it's not over yet either, but certainly Harlan with a good chance to wrap it up now, as Michael Jones doesn't want to stand up at that line too long. He's walking back and forth, but he'll have a chance to put his team farther in front.
Still a lot of discussion going on over here. I don't know what the delay may be now that the call's been made, but you never know here.
And now they do signal. The technical free throws will be shot by Michael Jones.
The referee's getting an aerobics workout here, going back and forth between the free throw line and the scorer's table. Goodness.
Clock still shows 2.3 seconds, so that apparently will not be an issue. It's now a 3-point lead for Harlan.
It's got to be tough for Casey County to look on and see this.
The lead holds at 3, but more important than that, it's Harlan's basketball.
Well, obviously, you got to have an immediate foul or a denial.
And a quick timeout signaled by Hudson. He couldn't quite get it in. Thomas was calling for it, thought he was open, but Hudson didn't want to take a chance, and Harlan has to signal for a quick timeout just to protect the possession.
Well, better to be a little safe than sorry there. You do have a 3-point lead and the ball with hardly any time left, but why risk it? Why turn the ball back over? Good timeout.
Now, if I were Harlan's head coach, I'd make sure I knew how many timeouts I had left. I don't believe they have any remaining at this point. Billy Stewart. And as a result of that, they're going to have to get the ball in. Just good belly-up defense could really turn things around for Casey County.
Harlan, the 13th region champion, looking to move on. Casey County hoping for a miracle.
Well, speaking of miracles, you can believe this, guys. Harlan, the last time they won the boys' Sweet 16, 1944. We were in the middle of World War II at the time, so who knows, maybe close to 50 years later, they can do it again.
Appreciate that little history note there, Maury, with 3 seconds to go.
Inbounds pass to Thomas, and the immediate foul by Butcher. And that will be Butcher's 5th, and it'll send Thomas to the line with 1.6 seconds left.
Butcher certainly had a great game. I think he had, 22 points on the night. Finished up with the 3-pointer, 25 on the night. I stand corrected on that. Hit that key 3-pointer to force the clutch situation.
Butcher, a senior. He receives his congratulations from the Casey County staff and his teammates. And Pierce is back in the ballgame for Casey County, and Charles Thomas can nail it down for Harlan. That should do it for the Green Dragon. 74-70, but apparently they did have one timeout left because Harlan has signaled for one.
Well, a statistician, Billy Stewart, said they didn't have any remaining, so we're just going to go back on record and say that was their last one with 1.6 seconds to go.
Well, guys, I guess if you make it to the Sweet 16, you want to use everything. Why not use all your timeouts? You only get to come to Rupp Arena, you know, only a few times in a lifetime, so let's just use that last timeout.
Well, we've played 7/10 of a second in about the last, 10-15 minutes, I guess.
Oh, life's good. It's great to be here at Rupp Arena. We really appreciate the opportunity to televise this contest. Thanks to the KHSAA giving us that privilege. We certainly have enjoyed it here.
Harlan fans breathing just a bit easier as Charles Thomas steps to the line for the second shot. 74-70, Green Dragons on top. Just 1.6 seconds left. 75-70. See if that's the final. And Hudson steals it, and that's the way it will end. He fires away at the buzzer. It rims out, and the final score is Harlan 75 and Casey County 70. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a minute.